It's 7:04 p.m. The meeting is called to order, and we're going to ask Ms. Deputy Clerk to please do the roll call.
Councilman Galvin. Here. Councilwoman Keys.
Here.
Vice Mayor Desulme.
She's practicing my name here.
Councilman Bieneme. Mayor Joseph.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we are blessed tonight with the presence of 5 new police officers, but I believe the one who's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance is the probationary officer, Ashley Villar, who happens to have been top of her academy graduating class. You wanna come?
Yeah, you guys gotta.
Come around here facing the flag. Yeah, but they can't be seen. You might want to come here to the middle so you can be seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but, no, I can see you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We'll proceed with invocation with Monsignor Chanel Gentil from St. James Catholic Church.
Let us pray. Creator God, sustainer and giver of all that is good and all that will be forever, we ask of your blessing upon our gathering today. And as this city gathers to deliberate all this meeting, imbue them anew with the spirit of responsibility in the service and privilege that they have to continue to serve the citizens of this community. We ask of your blessing upon each and every one of them, those who will speak, those that all may be open to listen, those who will share, that all may be open to respond with compassion. We ask that you continue to guide their minds and hearts so that imbued anew with the spirit of freedom and liberty for all, they may strive to do their best so that they will, by their deliberations, their words and their actions, create ever anew the city and make it a better place every day for their citizens and residents. We ask of your blessing to be with them always. Guide them so that without ever enduring any fear, they may make decisions that are hard, but yet serve for the betterment and for the enrichment of our community. We ask that you listen to our prayer and that you remain with us and with them so that they know that they will indeed come to overcome all things in you who is and who will be forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Before we proceed, we're going to ask Mr. Andrew Manager if there is any addition, deletions, or amendments to the agenda, so we can.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I'd like to remove tab D and pull that tab off the agenda.
B as in boy?
D as in dog. Also, I would like to move tab C and for it to be heard after tab H. That's the tab H is the second reading of our change to our pension plan, moving us over to FRS. The resolution needs to be read after the second reading of the ordinance is read. So we'll do the resolution afterwards.
Okay.
And those are all my changes, sir.
Okay. We just have two, actually one presentation down there, and then we come back for the chief of Miami-Dade Fire. It's a very short one today.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. A few weeks ago, I was walking in the lobby of my building, waiting for the elevator, and I saw that beautiful woman waiting for the elevator, and I proceeded to greet her. Well, I had recognized her from a couple of weeks prior when she came here. We were celebrating our 90th anniversary, and we did ask some of the wise people who have been living in the city and being 90 years old or older. And the dear lady was here, Miss Selma Top. And then she says, I say, how old are you exactly? I know you came for 90 and above. She said, well, young man, you know, I'm going to be 100 years old in a couple of weeks. I said, oh my God. So I said, would you gratify us and come and receive a proclamation on your 100th birthday? She says, are you asking me for a date, Mr. Mayor? But her daughter was there, so I couldn't take her for a date. So we just gonna ask you to please come forward so you can receive the proclamation in the honor of your 100th birthday. So, Ms. Selma Top, this proclamation is presented to you by the city of North Miami. And it has a few whereases. It simply says that whereas Ms. Selma Top was born on March 3rd, 1916, and whereas Selma Top moved to the city of North Miami in 1978, and whereas Selma Top celebrated for her 100th birthday on March 3rd, 2016, and whereas the city of North Miami wishes Selma Top health, happiness, but he didn't mention money. They probably figured you already have it. As she celebrates milestone birthday. So now, therefore, in consideration of the foregoing, I, Dr. Smith Joseph, Mayor of the City of North Miami, on behalf of the whole City Council and the residents, we do hereby proclaim March 8th, 2016 to be your day. Thank you very much. Oh, you want to say a few words? Yes, you can. Go ahead. We'll bring it over here.
Honorable Mayor, Dr. Smith Joseph, and esteemed council, thank you very much for this proclamation. It's a very nice tribute to my longevity. That, no doubt, is because I inherited good genes from my family. I've lived here in the city for 38 years, and I was very happy here. And the city and I grew older together, older and wiser, I hope. And in 1948, I moved down with my husband from New York, and we lived in Miami Beach. He was the first zoning and planning commissioner on the beach. And one of the items that he had to contend with was hot plates in the tourist rooms in the hotels. They all had hot plates. They were a fire hazard. After 12 years in Miami Beach, he was city manager in Bay Harbor, and there he had a real problem. He wanted to connect these sewer lines from Bay Harbor to Miami Beach. Miami Beach gave him permission, but Surfside vehemently opposed it. They wouldn't let their streets be torn up, even temporarily, for sewer pipes. So my husband went to Tallahassee, and he got the state's approval to go through the town of Surfside. You can imagine how that sat with the city council. Anyhow, on a quiet Labor Day weekend, when city governments were closed and most people were on vacation, the sewer pipes went through the town of Surfside. Anyhow, I'm glad to see that the city of North Miami is functioning so well and happily. And even though I won't be here to help you celebrate your 100th birthday, North Miami, I'll send you greetings from the hereafter. Thanks again for this lovely proclamation.
I would also like to recognize the FIU SGA executive board members. Please stand up so you may be recognized. Thank you very much for being here. A few weeks ago, I met with two of them, I believe the president and vice president, right? Okay. Oh, I am yet to meet Mr. President. So actually, what our plan is in the few weeks to come. You haven't given me any update yet, so I would like to have like a junior council contest with actual campaigning and elections, and each of us will have one of them as a candidate, and they will be elected as junior council, and depending on what the council decides, how long they're going to be elected for, and what the dynamics will be. So I look forward to that. And our next presentation is with Miami-Dade, the chief of fire.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hmm? Hmm? Some of them. It may not be on.
That gray button.
The green light on?
Oh, I said all my
There you
best
go.
stuff. Well, good evening, Mayor Joseph, council members, Mr. Manager. Dave Downey, I'm your fire chief, and I appreciate the opportunity to come, as we've done in the years past, to speak to your annual report. Just a little bit of overview again of the fire department. We're still going strong and improving as the economy improves. I'm proud to say that actually next week I'll be attending the accreditation committee and we expect to be reaccredited as a fire rescue agency. Only 217 of such agencies in North America, and the second largest in the United States. So it's a proud honor. We'll be doing that next week. We also had several awards over the last year. The Lifeline Silver Recognition from the American Heart Association. We also celebrated our 30 years of air rescue service, the helicopter services, here in Miami-Dade County. We put our fireboats back in service. One of them is at Port Miami, and the second one will be going in service in Haulover in late April. And I'm happy to say we've graduated now 3 recruit classes in the last year, so we've got 63 new firefighters on the street. We're poised to hire many, many more in the next few years. I also wanted to thank this council for the special recognition you all provided of our urban search and rescue team a couple months ago for their response to Haiti. I couldn't be in attendance, but I was one of the 2 team leaders that led the team down there, and I want to appreciate thanks again for that special recognition. So as I said, we're poised to hire in the next 3 years about 270 more firefighters and start adding service. One of the new services I hope to happen, with your help, is our Station 18 here in the city of North Miami. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. As far as our service to your city, we've been providing service since 1969. And last year we responded just here in the city to over 9,500 calls for service. So the call volume continues to go up. 78% of the calls are handled by the 2 stations within the city, Station 19 on the west side and Station 20 on the east side. But it's important to understand, because Miami-Dade Fire Rescue is a regional service, that there are 12 stations within 3 miles or within the city of North Miami. So it's important, again, usually you only need 1 truck or 2 trucks, but when you need the extra assistance, the assistance is there. So those 12 stations have 10 more fire trucks, 11 rescue trucks, and 2 chiefs. There's 75 personnel on duty within 3 miles of this city every day. And I'm proud to say 51 of those, or 68%, are all paramedics. And as I spoke to last time, even our fire trucks that arrive are paramedic trucks. We continue to do well in our customer survey feedback. Again, we still are one of the highest in Miami-Dade County, the highest of services. Countywide, our score is still, out of a 5, we're 4.86. Here in the city specifically, a little lower, 4.66. So we're still up there. Response times are beginning to creep up. Last year, there's a slight difference between last year and this year. And a lot of that has to do with increased populations, increased service demand, and again drives home the importance of looking at the new station. So I know we have some property allocated over on Northeast 5th Avenue and 139th Street. We'd like to work, we've been working towards maybe doing a little bit of a swap in that property to build a station that can accommodate multiple units. So again, I ask for your help. I checked again with my chief financial officer, and we've got money in the bank. We just need to get the property secured and start the design phase, so we're ready to build a fire station. But the way the property is laid out now, it's kind of long and narrow, and we'd like to build something a little larger so that our aging stations, 19 and 20, we might be able to relocate units while we rebuild those stations. So that would offer us a lot more opportunity. So that's really all I have. I provided some copies of the report. They're in the back, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. And again, thanks for the opportunity to be here. I appreciate it.
Any question or comments?
Well, question through you, Mr. Mayor, to the manager. What do we need to do to get this going once again? Do we need to pass a resolution deeding some land? What exactly needs to happen?
We've been holding preliminary meetings with the fire chief staff that have come in, with the engineers and everything to look at the land. So we're moving forward with the process. Staff is doing the due diligence, and it'll come back to the board in the near future.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Attorney.
Yes, sir. once the specific parcel is identified, then a resolution will be submitted to this body for adoption, conveying the property to Miami-Dade County so that they can build a station upon it.
Gotcha. And
Thank
they
you,
would
sir.
build the station at their expense as long as we're able to
Those
provide the land
details,
are still
yes.
in play.
Yes,
And
sir.
we talked about this more than 10 years ago. I think we were looking at the northeast corner of the property. Is that still the area in question, or is that still all?
It is the northeast corner, yes. But what it is we have 3 parcels that kind of make it a long section, and the CRA property next to it. What we'd like to do is take kind of the back half off, swap it for the side to make a larger footprint within that same space.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
We've been speaking on the design of it, and we're moving forward. Once it will be the CRA, probably giving the land back to the city, and
then the
then we'll
city
be able to do the whole deal that way.
Gotcha. Cool, I like it.
Perfect.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
yeah, I
Mayor.
appreciate the help. I mean, we have been working with the manager and I think we're close.
Cool.
Great. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any city event announcement?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, and members of the public. My name is Cassandra Timothy, Public Information Specialist, and I have the pleasure of sharing all of the exciting events coming up in the city of North Miami. The Get in Gear Community Bike Ride takes place on the second Saturday of every month. Join your neighbors on Saturday, March 12th at 8 a.m. in the Mocha Plaza. Ride departs at 8:30 a.m. sharp. Join the Community Planning and Development Department on Saturday, March 12th at 10 a.m. for a tree talk workshop at the Griffin Community Center. Residents will enjoy tree planting demonstrations, educational sessions, and interactive activities. First 50 residents to arrive will receive a free tree. Northwest 7th Avenue business and properties owners in North Miami are invited to attend a presentation on proposed planned developments along the Northwest 7th Avenue corridor on Thursday, March 17th, 6 p.m. at the Joe Sellising Center. The city of North Miami is kicking off a new series of movies on the lawn. Come sit under the stars and enjoy a free screening of Minions on Friday, March 18th at 8 p.m. Bring your blankets and lawn chairs to the Kingstone Park Bobby Hammer Fields. Join Dr. Smith Joseph, Mayor of North Miami, and the Beacon Council at the First Quarter Business Luncheon to discuss economic development opportunities within the city of North Miami on Thursday, March 24th from 12 to 2 p.m. at the Gwen Margolis Community Center. The Parks and Recreation Department is offering summer camp from Monday, March 21st through Friday, March 25th at 2 campsite locations: Spring Camp, Kingstone Community Center, and the Clyde Judson Jr. Community Center. For more information about all city events and program, watch our free governmental programming, NOMI TV, available 24 hours a day through the city's website, www.northmiamifl.gov. Like the city of North Miami on Facebook, follow @NOMI News on Twitter, and download our My NOMI app. Thank you.
No projects update?
No project updates at this time, sir.
Okay, and we need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion on the floor to move the consent agenda, moved by Councilman Galvin, seconded by Councilwoman Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Consent item agenda passes 5-0.
Tab C
We're going to tab E.
or tab E?
C is being heard after tab H. Tab E, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, supporting the Tri-Rail Coastal Link TRCL commuter rail service station to be situated in North Miami and committing to participate in the study and the development of a plan to fund both maintenance and operating costs for the commuter rail service station, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Through the mayor, Mr. Mayor, at this time, this is the Tri-Rail Coastal Link resolution with staff recommending that we, provide not a commitment of any particular dollar amount, but a commitment to work with the Tri-Rail Coastal Link to work with them to make a commitment that we will participate in the services to further ensure that we do get a stop here within North Miami. At this time, John O'Brien's going to do a presentation regarding the stop and the benefits of us having a stop within the city of North Miami.
I'm sorry, before we proceed, I'd like to also acknowledge the presence of the MPO Director, Eileen Bouclay. So she's the newly appointed Director for the MPO. Thank you very much for coming. And you have someone next to you. I don't know, you want to present him? Okay, thank you very much for coming.
Mr. Mayor and Council, John O'Brien, Transportation Planner for the city. So I'm going to try to do a brief presentation. I know you guys have heard a lot about this in the past, but I think we have some more information that could be helpful as you make decisions now and in the future. So this is something I think you've seen before, but it shows, it's a great way to show the way we're all connected to this region and the transportation corridors that connect us. The blue line you see there is the existing Tri-Rail service, which is a wonderful service. But as you can see, I don't know, it seems to kind of miss us. Right when it gets into Dade County, it goes way out west. The red line is the FEC rail corridor that we cross over around 14th Avenue on 125th Street. And that is the historical rail corridor that I think if anyone's read the Wikipedia about North Miami, that's the first thing they say, that we grew around the railroad station. Eventually, cars became more important, and the train, commuter rail disappeared, and we became a very successful, bedroom community for some of the big downtowns. But now, if you work in downtown Fort Lauderdale or downtown Miami, it may be a little bit difficult to get around. So this is a fantastic solution from a transportation planning perspective for sure. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see, the North Miami station, which is kind of shown with a green dot there, we are in an excellent position to have a station. I mean, there's nothing near us, and the people would have to come to our station if they want to get on this train. This is just a very simple draft of what a station would look like. This is called kind of like a neighborhood center station. It's not going to be a big station. There's not going to be massive parking. There's limited amount of land around there. And this kind of shows you how it would be laid out. So as you can, so 125th Street is running along the right-hand side there. And there are the railroad tracks. So on the northeast side is where the platforms would be. And I don't know if you remember, there used to be a road that used to be open next to the rail line there. And that is owned by the FEC, and we actually used to pay a lease to get that. And now it's just a closed road, but it will make a nice access for either some limited parking, or one of my big hopes, if we could ever have the Nomi Express might be able to run there, so we can connect the residents to the city. And one of the big things that you hear in urban planning is transit-oriented development. It is an excellent way to grow your city and to create a real community, because you'd have mixed uses. You'd have high-density development, residential. You'd have retail, commercial, and of course, and you want it, and this is in our comp plan. It actually says that the transit-oriented development should happen where there's a primary transit stop. You can't get that kind of development if it's just a bus stop. But for when you have a rail stop, that will allow you to create such a district. And here are just some numbers. Now, we still have to study this more, but this is to give just a feel for the economic benefits. And this is only in the half-mile radius around the station. So we're looking at things like 1,000 new jobs, 170 new housing units worth $11.5 million. And I guess the bottom line to the city, projected revenues of around $776,000 per year. And you know, I'm gonna go back one slide, because I just noticed something. If you look at, this is the half-mile radius from the station, and if you look at the westernmost end of that circle, that's 10th Avenue. So this half mile, you're hitting the very edge of our downtown designated area, between 6th and 10th Avenue. So it is really close by, and I really think it can be a great help for, as we do downtown development, to have a station over here. So this is the area around the station that we're all familiar with. And I just wanted to show you a couple of images that are from nearby. This is an industrial zone, and I think you can consider it an underutilized area. It's, as you can see from those pictures, this is the gateway to the city from the east. And right now, it doesn't really give that much of a welcoming feel, but it's very difficult to develop on this land because it's brownfields. These are industrial areas, and for someone to come in and want to build some nice housing there, it's not an easy job. And I don't know of any other way to try to get them to come in here other than having something like this. So what I put in this slide is they're going to come here to make money, developers. They're not going to do it to be nice. And by having a station like this, you're giving something that they can anchor to. The station can be a catalyst. And if you look at the area around it there, it's already high density, but you know, we have some problems, and we want to have better development there. And this may just give what developers are looking for. And this last slide just talks about, it's an article in the Miami Herald. The analysis you saw was for that half-mile radius. But the benefits from having a station in North Miami go well beyond that half-mile radius. I would live about, I guess about a mile from the station, and I could ride a bike, I could hop on the Nomi Express and go to this station. And it can be a way to attract people to live here who want to work downtown. And they're not going to go sit in traffic all day and live here, but this may give them an opportunity to do so. So if you have any questions, or if you'd like to add anything, and also we have Joe Quinty from the South Florida Regional Transit Authority here that can answer some questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Through the mayor, Mr. Mayor, also, let me mention, in council, this was also the CRA in the plan that we have proposed and submitted to the county. The CRA also looks at this as a catalyst project, as one of the major CRA projects to move forward with our CRA building. You know, they spoke of not having a garage or anything coming with it, but the CRA in the plan is to possibly build a garage in the same area, acquire land, and try to build a garage and mixed use around the stop to continue to develop our downtown area.
Thank you. You're going to project the letter now, Ricardo? One of my colleagues on the MPO board downtown did send us a letter of support of this item, Commissioner Xavier Suarez. This letter is being projected, and I don't know if Madam Clerk can read it very quickly. It's only two paragraphs.
This letter is from Commissioner Xavier L. Suarez. Dear Mayor Joseph, I'm writing you to express my support on tab E regarding a tri-rail station to be built in the city of North Miami. In particular, I want to congratulate city leaders for stepping up to accept the challenge of operating maintaining a commuter rail service station. For the county to create a functional transportation system, we will need the cities to step up, as you have proposed to do, and help with the stations that will exist along our rail corridors. The Northern Transit Link is our most commuter-heavy proposed link. The fact that the city of North Miami has taken the lead in making this link more of a likable likelihood is a tremendous achievement. My staff and I stand ready to help you, and anything you need to bring this project to fruition. As for now, we remain focused on connecting all of the county by commuter rail. Thank you for this opportunity to share my support. Xavier Suarez, Miami-Dade County Commissioner, District 7.
Thank you very much. Do you have any more staff presentation?
No more staff presentations, Mayor. I just want to again repeat, through this resolution, we're not making a commitment on any particular dollar amount. It is making a commitment that we're gonna, sit at the table and actually try to determine to come up with a plan of us supporting the operation and maintenance of a tri-rail station should one stop be made in North Miami.
Okay, at this time, we'll open the mic to the public. For anyone who wishes to be heard on this item, please come forward. Public hearing is now open on this item. Also, we have in our midst former Mayor Kevin Burns. Welcome among us.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Joseph, council members. My name is Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125th Street. I'm just questioning what type of jobs is this transportation service going to bring to the Nomi residents? Can that be answered? And I want to urge that the North Side residents be included in definitive ways in the development and the attraction of visitors to our city. Thank you.
You meant the west side or the north side?
Oh, let me be clear. I'm talking about Sunkist Grove and
Yeah, the west side.
Grove right before us,
Yeah.
commonly known as the West Side. I live in Sunkist Grove, and I am focusing on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Richard Ennis, 13030 Northeast 10th Avenue. You can include the north side in that too. I think in that half-mile circle, there's a piece of property there that the county's trying to give away to Biscayne Park. So if your boy Suarez wants to help us out in any way, tell him not to give that property away to Biscayne Park, or else they'll be benefiting from the station that we'll be paying $1 million a year to support, and they'll stick a couple of apartment buildings there and get the tax revenue, and we'll get nothing. So if anything, if he wants to really help, tell him to get the commission to stop fooling around and give us that property that Biscayne Park really can't even maintain or serve in any given way.
Thank you. Hi, Sarah
Also,
McDevitt.
I'm sorry, just in case there is a hearing set on that item in Miami-Dade County, so anyone can.
Okay.
Is it May or April? May.
Me now. Sarah McDevitt, 14490 Northeast 10th Avenue. I just want to say that I'm so excited to see this being talked about, being considered, and hopefully everybody's planning to approve it, because I think public transportation is sorely lacking all over Miami-Dade, and for us to be an integral part in this thing that's happening, I'm so excited to see this. It's a change that we need all over the county, and North Miami will only benefit from it, from my point of view. Thank you so much.
Anyone else who wishes to be heard, please come forward. So I see no one coming, so public hearing is now closed. We'll come to the dais for more comments and concerns or questions.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you to the manager. When last we heard a report on this, just a week or two ago, it was stated by the presenting entity that the annual cost of having this station in the city of North Miami would be $1 million. Is that still what we're being asked?
This is approximately 800.
Approximately 800,000.
Staff has not been asked for a particular amount to contribute. There's no particular amount The resolution again, Councilman Galvin, in the, maybe, I think maybe about 2 years ago, we passed a resolution similar to this, saying that we would make no financial commitment moving forward with a possible stop on the Coastal Link Rail, commuter rail service. As we had conversations and heard conversations with this item moving forward and coming more into fruition, it seems if we're not going to make a commitment, we might be left out of the game when this happens. We're not asking for a particular dollar amount. We don't have a particular dollar amount. We just want to put a resolution on the record saying, hey, we're interested and we definitely want to participate in the commuter rail station moving forward. So it's no dollar amount. We just want to have on record that we are interested.
Mr. Mayor, through you to the city attorney, does the resolution this evening mention the donation or contribution of money toward this project?
No, it's basically, as the city manager just articulated, it's undoing a previous resolution which completely eliminated, it didn't mention any amounts either, but it completely eliminated any notion of contributing to the station. And that was under Resolution 2014 R48, which was adopted by this body back in June 10th, 2014. This, in essence, will reopen the door for such negotiations. It does not spell forth any particular amount.
Sure. Mr. Mayor, if you might humor me one more minute. To my MPO friends, and there's no need for you to come to the microphone or anything. I totally get the need for mass transportation in this city, in this county. Right now it stinks. I totally am supportive of light rail in all sorts of places around this state. This city, however, is not a rich one. And if you're going to come to us and ask us for $1 million annually or even $800,000 annually, I'm hard pressed to justify that to our residents and say, we're doing that. Oh, well, it's going to provide jobs. Might as well take that $800,000 a year, divide it up times $35,000 annually, and hire a bunch of people ourselves if we're going to provide jobs. You talk about the benefits to the area. I get that, but this rail service is also a private, for-profit organization, and if they're going to realize money and profit, you're looking at each other now. If I'm mistaken, I'm mistaken then.
You may come to
Sure,
the mic
sure,
if you,
sure.
Ms. Buckley.
And if I'm confused, perhaps that's because there's so many different entities asking for money and support and things like that. All Aboard Florida, I thought, was a for-profit organization.
Yes, thank you. Eileen Bouclé, MPO Executive Director, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. The particular project that's being discussed tonight is actually through Tri-Rail, which is here today, and they can present more details about it, which is separate from the FEC All Aboard, which is a privately funded passenger rail project, one of only 2 in the nation right now that's moving forward, privately funded.
Sure.
This is separate under the Tri-Rail operations. But on another issue,
May I
yes.
jump in? I'm sorry. So if this gets built, All Aboard Florida will not be utilizing it?
And I will defer to Tri-Rail. There will be some operational agreement with FEC All Aboard for service coming into South Florida. I don't know exactly what those details are. They are looking at that right now, and we can probably ask Tri-Rail to give more information. But regarding the local contribution, I do want to clarify. I understand that there is no amount at all tonight, but the MPO really is the mandated by Congress is really here based to make sure that this is a locally driven process so that we can prioritize federal transportation funds for our area. And the federal transportation funds always require a local match to some degree or another. Whatever that will be ultimately is something that I think Tri-Rail will be working with the city. But in all cases, you really don't have 100% federally funded projects. They're usually 80-20 or the county, and so that there's local, state, and federal dollars. But the federal transportation dollars always come with some local contribution. So that is an important consideration just to bring up.
I'm willing to support tonight, Mr. Mayor, but MPO friends, I am gonna be a hard person to convince going forward if you're asking this community to throw hard-earned dollars. I mean, $1 million to the taxpayers in North Miami annually is a lot of money. And so, you know, if a private entity is gonna be benefiting and private landowners are gonna be benefiting from that $1 million, that, I'm just not comfortable with it, but I'll
And
give
they-
you a little bit of an opportunity to show me wrong in the future.
Thank you. And through the mayor, the MPO will be available to work with the city, with the manager and staff on anything that the MPO can do to work with Tri-Rail and the city to see what we can do to address these concerns. I don't know if.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got a beast of a meeting in front of us tonight, so I don't want to be labored anymore. My questions have all been answered for tonight.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor? I just want to say that I strongly support this, and North Miami has long been left out of the transportation and access to downtown. We had Metro Rail that linked downtown to Kendall. It's incredible, the people that can just go back and forth, work downtown, and the growth around the stations like at Sunset and US 1. The growth down there is fantastic. The Sunset Place, the mixed-use housing, businesses, the growth around the Dadeland station is astronomical. I think what this could do, if done properly, for our city, the growth, mixed use is just astronomical, and it will give our residents the ability to get downtown. I know we're going to have movers that are going to get us from the train station through our NOMI shuttles, whatever. It's just fantastic. They did it to Hialeah to downtown. We've been so left out. And also, it will also get our residents north into Broward. So I'm just really excited about it.
Any comment, Vice Mayor?
No, sir.
Councilman
much
Bienemy?
supportive.
Shortly, the main reason why I came back with this item, in being a member of the MPO, when I first started going to the meetings and I started hearing and listening to the revolution that's going on in Miami-Dade County when it comes to transportation and transit solutions. And I correct me if I'm wrong, I believe transportation is probably, if not number one, maybe number two on the county's the list of priorities. And I know that the commission has taken many trips to Denver and some other cities that have been on the forefront of transportation. And we know Miami-Dade County has been, lagging behind. And one of the problems, and I've expressed that many times at the county level, that a lot of the transportation projects that have been taking place in the past, they have really neglected the northern part of the county. And I've voiced that many times, and so have some of the commissioners. And for the first time, for us to be able to partake in this great venture, I think it's an opportunity to really grab and run with it. And it couldn't come at a better time. This is a time where a few months ago we approved our downtown redevelopment plan. We have our CRA being renewed, and we have Solemia, who's on the verge of starting, and to connect Tri-Rail with our NOMI system, and maybe some other neighborhood or public transportation modes might even come up to complement or supplement this Tri-Rail station. So this is the way of this, and a lot of other corridors that are opening. They're talking about even putting trains that connect city of Miami to Miami Beach Convention Center. And we're talking about enhanced buses. This is a big revolution, and to be right in the center of it and be bypassed. And I've talked to some other planners, urban planners, who talk about the economic development that will occur if we do this. And I'm really excited about it. And you will see that maybe in 2 or 3 years after you start operations, the economic development money, funding that you will see will far outweigh what we'll be spending on a yearly basis. So for that, I thank you very much, Ms. Buckley, for coming, and the Tri-Rail, the authority personnel who are here tonight, and thank you very much, Commissioner Suarez, for supporting this endeavor, and I think we're off to a good start.
May I make a motion to support the resolution?
Second.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Keys, seconded by Vice Mayor Desulme. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0. Tab F, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North
Thank you.
Miami, Florida, authorizing the interim city manager and interim city attorney to negotiate and execute an option to renew agreement for bus benches between the city of North Miami and Martin Outdoor Media, Inc. for the installation and maintenance of advertising bus benches and trash receptacles for a term of 5 years, including an increased fee schedule payable to the city, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Mr. Mayor, staff does not have a presentation for this particular item. This is a renewal for the current bus bench agreement that we do have in place for an additional 5 years. I would like the board to know that the prices have been raised to present value that other cities are getting with Martin Media. So we will be getting additional funds through this new agreement, this new 5-year agreement. And that's it. It's just to move forward. The benches will be new benches that'll be in place. That will be the same as though the one that's downstairs in our foyer area.
Mr. Mayor?
Go
Is
ahead.
it public hearing or comments?
No, public hearing first.
Okay.
Public hearing is now open on the item.
Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125 Street. In relation to the benches and the garbage receptacles, there is a need for an extension of more garbage receptacles, and I'm concerned about the maintenance of the garbage receptacles because they are very poorly maintained. So please, council, be aware and please include in this item the maintenance of said garbage receptacles. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Annie Montgomery, 2082 Laurel Lane. I echo what Jessica just said. My concern as I drive through the city is the garbage that are attached to the bus benches. They're not being maintained. They're not large enough, and they're not picked up often enough. Either we need larger one, get picked up fewer times, or they should be serviced every other day because it does create a lot of trash around the bus benches. Thank you.
Public hearing is still open, but I see no one coming, so it's closed now. Go ahead,
Yes,
Mr. Vice
Mr.
Mayor.
Mayor. I have a couple of questions for staff. First and foremost, was this item, was there a process, was this bid out? Because I don't see anything, I'm just seeing a contract, and did we put this out to bid?
So this was an agreement which was executed back in June of 2006, number one. Number two, it is an exercise, we're exercising the option to renew the agreement, the same agreement, which the contract already allows for. And number three, Vice Mayor, the statute does not require that this type of services does not require.
No, I know,
But-
because
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. Because last week we had the same, well, last meeting, the same provision, the statute does not allow it, but it's something that this magnitude, I would like to see at least, we do put it out there for any other firms, to see what the city could get the best, because right now I'm just being presented something, not only this happened 2006, we in 2015, so there's not, we are in 2016, correct. So you could see the time lap in between, and I do think that it's been a long time, and I'd like to see at least if we would consider other companies out there and see what we get. Maybe this company might come back with the best, but I think if we're seeking something, we're looking to really represent something for the city, we should really put an RFQ or something out there.
Any other discussion?
I'd make a motion to move the extension.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilman Galvin to move item F, seconded by Councilman Bieneme. All in favor?
Aye.
No.
All opposed?
No.
That's 3-2. Item passes. Tab G, proposed resolution, Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing and approving the execution of an employment agreement with Larry M. Springs, Jr. for the position of the city manager in substantially the attached form, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Anything from staff?
There's no question, no presentation from staff, sir.
Okay, we move to the public for any question or comment on the contract between the City of North Miami and proposed city manager Larry Springs. Public hearing is still open and it is now closed. Members on the dais?
I have, yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I just want to ask, Mr. Manager, is this or whoever put this in here, is this the final, most recent contract that we have in our package?
Yes, it is the most final and recent contract that you have in your package.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
I did have a quick opportunity to meet with Larry briefly before the meeting. I got this contract late. I reviewed it. I do have a couple of points. I guess we could go through it. I don't know what this council wants to do, but I do have some questions and concerns.
Mr. Mayor, can I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
And 2 weeks ago, we voted to hire Mr. Larry Spring as our city manager, and I don't think it should be appropriate on the dais to negotiate like term and condition of the contract. And myself, I didn't review the contract, and I also have some questions. That's why I would like to make a motion to table the item until the next to the next agenda. That's my motion. Then we can go over it and ask questions, get the answer, and then the city manager and the city attorney can answer a question and make all the changes
Well,
and bring it back for consideration in 2 weeks. That's my motion.
You saying in 2 weeks? I'm sorry, you saying in 2 weeks? The next, when is the next meeting?
2 weeks.
The 22nd. The
March
22nd.
22nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion. We just
Oh,
need a second.
second, I guess. Second for discussion?
discussion?
Yeah. So you, Councilman Bieneme, so you prefer if
I
we,
prefer to discuss that
okay,
afterward, like with staff and Mr. Larry. And,
Okay.
And bring it back in 2 weeks. Instead of asking questions, instead of coming with all the changes
Mr.
right on
Attorney.
the dais.
would that be something you're recommending, or we could do it?
You're free to modify the agreement this evening. You're free to table the agreement for further consultation with myself, the city manager, and Mr. Spring.
Whichever way, I'm ready for whichever way.
Okay, well, we have a motion on the floor by Councilman Bieneme to table the item to the next council meeting, seconded by Vice Mayor Desulme. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0. Tab H, proposed ordinance, second reading of the mayor and the city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, amending chapter 15 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Personnel, Pensions, and Retirement by amending Article 4 entitled Claire T. Singerman Employees Retirement System, ordinance number 691, by amending section 15-61, definitions by creating a new section 15-64, plan closed to new members, participation in the Florida retirement system by amending section 15-80, eligibility generally, section 1581, member contributions, section 1584, reemployed person, change in employer, section 15-90, retirement benefits, and section 15-95.1, cost of living adjustment of benefits, providing for no conflicts, severability, codification, and for an effective date.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, this is the second reading of the ordinance, basically adding the new pension plan to the city as we transition over to FRS for all new employees. So there's no presentation. We do have our personnel director here that can answer any questions you may have. But I'm recommending approval to move forward in the second reading.
So this is simply,
This would mirror all the negotiations that took place in modifying the retirement system.
And again, it's the second reading, sir. We already did the first reading, I believe, 4 weeks ago.
okay. Any objection from the public? Any comment from the public? Public hearing is closed. Anything from the dais?
Move approval?
Second.
I have a motion on the floor made by Councilman Galvin, seconded by Vice Mayor Desulme. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0. Tab C. Tab C, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, providing for participation in the Florida Retirement System, FRS, for designated city of North Miami employees, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes. Tab C.
Again, Mayor and council, there's no presentation on the item. This is just a resolution to move the ordinances ahead that you just approved.
This will allow the city to join the Florida retirement system.
So move.
Is there any comment from the public? Public hearing is open. Public hearing is now closed.
So move, Mr. Mayor.
Second, third.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor by Vice Mayor Desulme and seconded by Mayor Joseph. This is an ordinance, so I should do roll call.
This
I'm
is-
sorry, it's a
this
resolution.
is
It's a resolution.
Sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0.
For the record, I vote aye on that. Sorry, I
Oh,
was
I'm sorry.
talking.
Thank you. We need to go back to
The
tab
last one.
tab H for roll call vote since it's an ordinance.
Oh,
If
re-
that's okay with the mayor?
What do you mean it's an ordinance?
Go ahead.
It's the second reading.
Oh,
Okay, that's tab H. Thank you. Okay, Councilman Bieneme,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Desulme,
yes.
Mayor Joseph,
Yes.
Councilman Galvin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys.
Yes.
Again, item passes 5-0. Thank you. Okay. Tab J. Oh, no, excuse me, tab I.
Aye,
It's the ordinance, proposed ordinance, first reading of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, amending chapter 7 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Finance by amending Article 3 entitled Procurement Code, specifically at section 7-151, entitled Procedure to Provide Preference to Local Businesses in the City Contracts to require the submission of a community benefits plan and local hiring initiatives and bid proposals for city-funded projects exceeding $1 million, providing for repeal, conflict, severability, codification, and for an effective date. Tab I.
This, if I may, Mayor and Council, this item was sponsored by Vice Mayor Desulme. Hope I pronounced that correctly, sir.
Only
Desulme.
Desulme. There we go. No, there's no Zul. It's not no Z.
Um,
That's not no Z.
What it does is this articulates a bidding process for only city-funded projects of $1 million in excess. And what it does is it amplifies the local preference already in existence under 7-151 of the city code. And what it does is it allows for the local preference to be better articulated and provides certain provisions for those contractors who desire to bid on such projects to come forward in their bid and propose how they're going to hire local residents and what kind of a hiring plan they will offer to the city as part of their bid. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if you may allow me, I know we talked about, and a lot of us been championing for local job, but when I thought about this particular resolution, it's the difference between the current resolution that we have. This is specifically answering to the job need that we have in our city. This is talking about hiring folks within our city versus the business component. I think the previous ordinance have really talked about you creating a job within the city sector, but this is really talking about $1 million or more, them coming up with a plan how they're gonna hire folks who lives here in North Miami, because too often we heard folks say that things are going on happening in North Miami they don't really know about. So that's the intent of this item, and I hope you guys would support it.
Okay. Did we do public hearing yet? No. No? Okay. Public hearing is now open.
Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125th Street. I would like to see this amount lowered from $1 million to $500,000, and $500,000 and more to require the contractor to employ locals. I hope I'm stating it correctly. In other words, I don't want the ceiling to be $1 million. Let it be $500,000. To give more residents an opportunity to work in this city. Thank you.